Good afternoon or good evening, rather. Feels like evening already, but actually it's late afternoon on December 4th, 2024, and it's time for the latest edition of Business Buzz. This is Keith Johnson. I'm a CPA in Jacksonville, Florida, and I want to just bring you news, the latest in business news, tax, financial, personal financial finance, real estate, insurance, all of that stuff. So we're starting to build this podcast or things, but we'll get there. So anyway, so as you know, last month, President Donald Trump was reelected as the president. And one of the things that I particularly love about his election is the creation of the DOGE, DOGE, Department of Governmental Efficiencies. It's going to be headed up by Vivek Ramaswamy and, of course, Elon Musk, who is the richest man in the world. And Ramaswamy is no slouch either when it comes to wealth. Well, anyway, they have huge backgrounds in business, and especially with Elon buying Twitter a couple of years ago. And what he did was, when he bought Twitter, he slashed and burned the company. And what he did was he took out about 75 to 80% of their staff, and everybody said, "Oh yeah, they're going to go under," and everybody left him. But now, more users than ever. It turned out that the vast majority of the people that he let go weren't needed in the first place. I mean, geez, unlimited wine bars and just yogurt, all that stuff. I mean, it'd be nice to have a job, but I kind of got to work too. So, so what they're going to do is, starting next month in December or January, of 25, they are going to start trimming the federal government of fat and all sorts of waste. And there's a lot of it there. Now, there's some things that they can't touch. For instance, $1 trillion of our budget just goes in and of itself to interest on the national debt. It's now $1 trillion. It reached the 1 trillion mark with this budget here. So, and as long as interest rates still remain, I won't say historically high, but comparatively high, interest charges are going to be pretty steep. They pay him $1 trillion a year. That's a million millions, just to give you an idea. So from that, there's also other areas where DOGE can't really do a lot. They can't cut out anyway, and that's Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Those are called non-discretionary items, along with the interest on the debt. Non-discretionary items means that they can't, you really can't touch them. Now, what they can do is find the waste in them and get rid of the waste and make things more efficient. So what I'm looking forward to is the fact that, maybe they can get rid of employees and, that really aren't doing anything. They can combine. The good thing about Ramaswamy and Elon and Musk is that they have the experience in making their businesses and more efficient. I mean, of course, Musk also has Tesla, SpaceX. In addition to Twitter. So what's going to happen is we're going to be hopefully expecting to see, various departments get cut within the non-discretional part. You still have to provide the services for for people, on Social Security. I mean, I paid, for decades into the Social Security system, and I would be very upset if they touched that. Although, to be fair, It's with the running of the deficit. We're hearing stories that early in the 2030s, they are going to become insolvent. Hopefully, they can make this solvent in and of itself, and eliminate the need for our lawmakers to either increase our taxes or cut benefits. We'll see. Also, the discretionary spending is the spending that we can get rid of. They're not constitutionally mandated. They're not mandated by law. And these are much of the rest of the government. Now, sadly, that part of the budget is actually relatively small because you have the interest on the debt, you have the defense, which they can work with and make things more streamlined. We spend almost $1 trillion on national defense, and we've got China and Russia developing hypersonic weapons technologies, and we're way behind. So why is that? And then, why is our capabilities starting to fall behind? They're still good, but look at the recent earlier this year. They had in Israel and Gaza, they built or tried to build a pontoon land bridge so that our troops wouldn't have to go in and put boots on the ground in Gaza, thereby increasing tensions. And that didn't work too well. So that's what they need to do to get things going. But now they can let people go. They can slash departments. They can, or teams. They can even cut whole departments. There's Department of Education. I would love to see that get cut, because by getting the Department of Education cut, it would return the power of educating our young people back to the states and to the local governments where it really should belong. We invest so much in our children, and our system, our educational system ranks really, really low as far as that goes. So we're hoping to see that. Now, how much would they like to trim? Well, I think Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, they've had on records that they would, their goal is to trim $2 trillion off the budget. So in other words, we've got a little over $6 trillion now. They want to trim the spending down to somewhere around $4 trillion, which would be great if they can do it, because actually you could take that extra savings and put it to the on the national debt, which is now at $36 trillion. So, however, of course, there's going to be resistance. We're talking a lot of civil service people, which are, it's hard to fire them by law. They have a long appeals process, and unless somebody goes postal, or unless somebody really like torches a building or something super egregious, you're not going to get rid of them very easily. So now what they could do is figure out a way to maybe reassign a lot of people over to Fairbanks, Alaska. Nothing wrong against Fairbanks, Alaska. I'd like to go there. I want to go there during the wintertime. I want to test the 40 below zero temperatures there. But what they are going to do is what the hope is one plan is they're going to spread out the federal government. They're going to decentralize the federal government. In other words, they're going to move a lot of the various department agencies. This is what they plan to do from DC and spread them out over the entire country. So, just hypothetically speaking, you would see, the Department of Labor situated in Atlanta. You would have the Department of Interior maybe out in Salt Lake City. Hey, Christmas, this is Christmas. She's my tortie. And she's also very interested in me. She's waiting for her dinner. And so what will happen is by decentralizing the government, the hope is that communication, the deep state communication, the interconnectivity between the departments will be reduced. Now, in this day and age where you have, Zoom and, video communications like we're doing here, it's not going to be eliminated. But if we move, say, the Department of the Interior to, to say Salt Lake City or Cheyenne, Wyoming, put in places where it makes sense, then, one, it helps those cities grow. It adds economic value to those cities. And two, it just kind of gives more of a regional approach to things. So, we're hoping that they do that. So I think that DOGE is a good thing. I think that Ramaswamy and Musk are the perfect people to do it. I think they're strong enough to bulldoze over backlash, because there are going to be tons of people that will resist this because they're going to lose their jobs. But I think they are strong enough people that they will do it. They've done it before, and I think they can do it again. And I think it's going to be very interesting what happens starting January 20th with them. So anyway, with Christmas wants to say hi, and just want to say welcome and thank you so much for coming or for seeing this. And please feel free to get with me if you have any questions. This is Keith Johnson with the Business Buzz saying good night.